Hey, what's up, Run Try Bike family? Welcome to what is now the 30th episode of our Fiery Embers Show. Today, we got another amazing guest for you, a new contributor to our platform. We had the pleasure of connecting with each other maybe just about a week and a half ago through some mutual coaches that we know, and I'm really glad we did. And I'm excited to invite Luis on the show. Welcome to the show, Luis.
Awesome. Thank you. It's excited to be here and thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, this will be great. Well, as I mentioned in the green room, this show is all about fun laughs in between conversations about getting to know the person. So, before we dive into my first question for you about yourself, we'll start with our first fun round of three questions. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready. Okay.
All right. So, you come up to a pool. Do you do a cannonball or do you dip your toe into the pool?
It depends on the mood. But yeah. If it's nice and warm outside, I'll cannonball. If it's cold outside, then I'll go slowly. But yeah, it will make the suffering longer going slower.
I like that. And I like that a lot of the endurance athletes I talk to all kind of generally lean towards doing the cannonball.
Okay.
Or they have some good reason for why they're dipping their toe, like the water might be too cold or something like that. So
I
it's always
always, sorry to interject. I always tell people this is probably the hardest part of the workout, just getting in the water. Those probably 30 seconds, a minute it takes to just stand in front of the pool, and you're like, oh God, it's I gotta get in here. So yeah, that's probably the hardest part.
so you walk into a party. What is the theme song that describes you? What is the theme song that plays when you walk into a room or a party?
Uh, 30 years ago, it would have been Right Said Fred. I'm too sexy for my love.
Oh,
These days, I don't know. I haven't walked into a party in a long time, so it's been a while.
would you have a theme song if you were walking up to, say, the start line of a race?
Back in Black, yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
ACDC, yes, yeah.
I love ACDC. That's a good one. Shout out to Highway to Hell too.
That too, of course, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You had to choose one type of snack for the rest of your life, sweet or savory. What would you go with?
I'm doing granola right now, so probably a dark chocolate granola with peanut butter.
Okay. So a little
Yeah,
bit of both. I respect that.
yeah.
So, Matt, now I want to ask you, like, tell us a bit about who Luis is, and tell us a bit about what you do, and what kind of athletes you coach. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so well, I'm originally from Venezuela. I've been here in the U.S. since 2004. I've been a triathlete for more than 30 years. I started doing triathlons back in Venezuela. I started with a sprint distance triathlon. I started with a mountain bike, and I put gloves and socks and tied my shoes and flat pedals. And yeah, it was a little bit of a mess because I didn't know how to put on my helmet either. I put the helmet on backwards. And yeah, that was my first race. As usual, you always hear the story of even if it's a sprint, you get off the bike to run, and your legs feel like spaghettis. So yeah, and I was like, oh, I gotta do this better next time. And it's been 30 years trying to do it better each time. Like I went from sprint to Olympic to middle distance or half Ironman or 70.3, what they're called now. And yeah, and then I did Ironman or full distance. And I'm heading now to my third Ironman in Arizona in November. So yeah, I coaching. I've been coaching since 2009. Before that, I became a personal trainer in 2007. So I did both with personal training being the main side of the business for a long time. Then I like picked up coaching as friends were asking me to coach them. As I was always a triathlete, and they saw me racing and they wanted help. Like, can you help me? Can you help me? And of course, I'll help you. I decided to get my certification in 2009. I moved through the years, and it was always personal training more. It was more lucrative since I was paying more attention to that. Then fast forward to 2000, it's 2019. I got recertified and focused more on the coaching side of the business. And since then, I've been focusing solely on triathlon coaching. And I coach long distance athletes as well as short distance. I I don't mind if you're a beginner or if you're a seasoned athlete, as long as you're coachable. That's what's important to me. That you're coachable. That you listen. That you are agreeable, right? Because there's I mean, if you're not coachable, then it's going to be a problem. You can be uh, the fastest athlete on the field, but if we can't communicate, then it's not going to be a successful relationship. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, absolutely, and I absolutely agree with that last assessment. It doesn't matter how good of an athlete you are if you're not coachable and if you don't realize that coaching is a relationship and a two-way street, then it's not going to work out. So I really like the line about being coachable. And I also have to say, you mentioned it in our first conversation as well, but like just trying to get better every single day for 30 years
Yes.
is just a really good line and really speaks to, getting better every single day and showing up every single day ultimately being one of the best things you can do as an endurance athlete.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's so many variables in triathlon, right? There's the ones that you can control, which is your training, and then there are the ones that you can control, which is getting a flat, or it's windy, or it's rainy, or it's hot, or you didn't you had planned on some type of nutrition, and then the race has at last minute they change the nutrition, because if you know the nutrition that the race has, you should be practicing that too. So those kind of things, or you lose your nutrition on during the race day. Those things are you can't control. So those are variables that are going to be independent. But the variables that you can control, you need to make sure that you have those under control, and make when you show up to your race, hopefully you're showing up with a better or with a better plan than the previous race, right? So that's what I mean, and hopefully the results are better next time. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that. So before I ask you the next question related to coaching, we'll dive into our second fun round of three questions here.
Okay.
These are more related to triathlon. So we talked about your triathlon history, and one of the things I ask every triathlete is if you had to choose one, run, bike, or swim.
For a little bit there. So if I had to choose of the three,
I think I lost you there for a little bit.
we're having some connection issue. Yeah, are you back? Can you hear me perfect, or
Yeah, I can hear you. I think I'm losing you here a little bit. Um, just the beauty of the fiery embers, folks. There we go. You
okay?
can't have a fireside chat or a fiery embers or any of these shows without some technical issues. We've been doing these for
The variables that we can't control.
exactly. We've done over 200 episodes on our podcast network now, and we've seen all kinds of things, including a guest trying to figure out their technical issues live for 15 minutes straight. So we've seen it all. The longer you do this, the more of this you see. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah, yes, yeah. Well, knock on wood, we go stream now with no problem. Yeah.
Definitely. So, run, bike, or swim was my question.
Um,
Do you have a favorite between the three where you're obviously you have hard days and such, but do you have a favorite between the three where you're like, this is something I really enjoy to do more than the other two?
it's hard. It's hard because I love the three equally. Like I started as a swimmer, and swimmer was so easy. Swimming was so easy, and being from Venezuela, I never used a wetsuit. I didn't know what a wetsuit was, and I would just jump in the
Uh,
water, and the water was crystal clear. We have beautiful beaches in Venezuela, so we just get in there and crystal clear water. Fast forward, I moved to San Francisco, and they fooled me when I moved there. I thought it was like I always watched Baywatch, and I wonder why were they using sweaters at the beach? Why are they using jackets at the beach? Of course,
no,
they're in Southern California, and it's maybe 65. But when I moved to Northern California, it's 51, and on the ocean, it's like, and the water is 56 degrees. So well, I started hating it, and then I loved it. I was swimming twice a week before I moved to Sacramento. I was swimming twice a week for probably 2 years. Not even in aquatic part, but I would get just in the open water there by the yacht club, the San Francisco Yacht Club. Would just be there. So that was probably one of my favorites. But then I loved also running in the Presidio. Now I live in Sacramento. I don't do much open water here, because I don't enjoy getting my feet in the mud at the lake. uh, but like I do love going to the pool, and even though it's just going back and forth, I love that. I love getting on my indoor trainer, and I did a 90-mile ride on Saturday on my indoor trainer, and people are asking me if I'm crazy. I'm like, I was watching the Hawaiian Ironman while while I was on my bike, so I was having fun. I was thinking I was Patrick Lange. So, and if I'm running, well, it's very relaxing to run. I enjoy running a lot. It's like I don't use headphones or music. I just try to listen to my breathing. There's a point where you like connect breathing with heart rate, and you are like hearing that in your background, in the back of your head, and there suddenly you hear the birds, or I run here in the park trail, which is next to the river, and you see how strong the current is in some parts of the river. So decide, I probably running right now. I would lean into running because it's outside and connects me more with nature of the
yeah,
three. Yeah.
definitely. You're the first person who said that you love all three of them equally, which is really cool to hear. Because we've
Yeah.
spoken to many triathletes on the show, and yeah, I think I definitely pick running too if I had to choose between the three. But that's also because I'm not a big biker or swimmer, not yet,
It's
anyway.
I mean, it's a question. It's a matter of balance. Again, it's triathlon. It's a matter of balance. But anyway, I'll let you ask you the next question.
So, if you had to switch, this one is always a fun one to ask too. If you had to switch the order you do the events in a triathlon, would you, and which order would you do the three in? If you had to switch up the order from swim, bike, run to something else.
Probably run, swim, bike.
Oh,
Yeah, run, swim, bike. Yes, like go straight from your run. You're all hot, sweaty, jump in that water, and
oh yeah,
then yeah, refresh there, and then come out on the bike, and you're still kind of wet, and you dry off on the bike, and finish on a hard sprint at the end. I don't know, like hammer those pedals at the end of the and do one of those sprint finishes, Tour de France, kind of.
that would be cool. Last question for this fun round too, before I ask you a question about coaching, is what is your favorite Venezuelan food?
Arepas, of course. Yeah.
Oh,
Arepas. You don't know what an arepa is. So I'm going to spell it for you. Arepas. Arepas. All
all
right.
right.
So, arepas. Yeah. Yeah. And you have to Google that. There's going to come some pictures that are amazing of it. Imagine an English muffin, right?
Oh,
It's like an English muffin, but made of cornmeal, right? So it's a ground cornmeal, and it's pre-cooked, and it's very easy to make. It's just water, salt, and then you use like a flat cast iron, and you cook it on top and until it's like lightly golden on both sides. And oh, are you gonna put a picture of the arepas over there?
I so am. Is it
There
AREPAS?
you go. Yeah,
Oh,
that's it. Yeah, look
delicious.
at that, filled with shredded beef. Yeah, and cheese in it.
Oh,
Oh
man.
yeah, yeah. You can eat them with anything. Mostly savory. People ask me the question if someone has added sweet into the arepa, and I'm like, I don't know. I never tried jam or Nutella in it, so. But I definitely like from scrambled eggs to ground beef to shredded beef, lots of cheese, any type of cheese, ham and cheese, which is the easiest one. I
I
have an
feel
8 year old. Yeah,
I feel like that would
and
be delicious to have, like, eggs and cheese and even, like, beans in there or something like
oh
that.
yeah, black beans and white fresh cheese. It's one of the they call that domino, the domino one, because it's black and white. So like a domino piece, Yeah.
The texture, it's gotta be different in some ways, but the texture kinda reminds me of, the pupusas that I had in El
Yes,
Salvador.
yes. It's a so I mean all the way from let's say from Mexico, right, down through Central America, all the way down to Colombia, through Panama, Colombia, Venezuela. I'm not gonna say they have arepas, but Colombians have arepas too, and the pupusas are another version of the arepas. They're thinner, and they put the instead of put it the stuff in the arepas or the pupusas, they put the stuff outside of the
Ah,
pupusas, right? They put it on top or on the side. We make them a little thicker. We open it like a pocket, and we stuff everything inside. And you can have it for lunch, breakfast, dinner, anytime.
oh, that's
We call it,
delicious. I might have to
yeah,
make breakfast arepas, man. That sounds so good.
yes,
Get a little,
yeah,
like, get some good, maybe, I don't know if you do pico with it or, like, get a good hot sauce with it.
hot sauce, yes, hot sauce, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Before we dive into our Halloween bonus round to end this fiery embers, I want to ask you, like, what is your favorite thing or favorite things about coaching athletes?
Um, along with personal training, right? It's always very nice and very rewarding to see people grow, to see people succeed and you being one of uh, uh, the uh, pieces of the machinery that's making the athlete succeed, right? You're providing tools, you're providing knowledge, and they execute. And once you see them, like they finish a race, or they lost the pounds that they wanted to lose, or they are more muscular, or they're healthier, and those things, like when I had two athletes race this weekend. One did an Olympic race, and the other one did Ironman California. Both hit their goals. One finished around 3 hours, which was for the Olympic distance, and hit the podium. Got third place on his age group. The other one, we hit all the goals. He finished the swim. He's a strong swimmer. I wanted him to finish top 10 in his age group for the swim. He ended ninth in the age group. The bike, we wanted to finish under 6 hours. He did it in 5:47. The run, he wanted to finish on 4:30. He finished in 4:27 for an overall time of 11:20. We were hoping to finish under 12 hours. That, to me, that was like, what a reward. Like this is, and that feeling, even though it's not, I don't want to take all of the credit for it, but I do feel like I did put some of the ingredients for that result to come in.
That's super cool. And I mean, like, just watching your athletes succeed and like being a part of their story has got to be the most incredible feeling.
It's yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
So before we dive into the Halloween bonus round, I wanted to give you the space to let everybody know where they can connect with you and they can find you.
All right. So I Andarcia performancecoaching.com is my website. Andarcia, it's my last name. It's Andarcia performancecoaching.com. My Instagram account is at Landarcia, L for Luis. So it's Landarcia. It's my last name altogether. And yeah, that's where they can find me, both places directly. And yeah, I'll answer any questions. Like there's a questionnaire that they can fill out in the website, or they just can direct message me through Instagram.
And you guys will be able to see Luis's social media when we put this Instagram live up right after this. When we do a collaborator post, Luis will also be on our fireside chat on January 21st, and there will be stories on our platform coming out. So look out for some of his works on our website. You'll be seeing plenty more of him on our platform. So we're excited
Looking
to
forward to it. Yeah.
yeah, we're really excited to have your stories out there, and it's especially always great to get another BIPOC voice on the platform. Uh,
It's amazing. I mean, I'm looking forward to this opportunity with you guys. It's fun, and it's always a growth. Yeah.
Absolutely. So before we let you go, we have 6 Halloween bonus round questions for you because it is Halloween, which I absolutely forgot it was Halloween this morning until I walked into a store and I saw Mario walking around the store. But are you ready for our Halloween rapid fire?
I guess so. Yes, let's do it.
So, question number one: What is your if you had to choose a candy bar? What is your favorite candy bar?
Oh, no doubt, Snickers.
Oh man, you're not yourself without them, man. You had to choose one of these two: haunted house or corn maze.
Haunted house.
Yeah, I think I'd do the same.
Yeah.
Uh, Pumpkin spice or apple cider?
Apple cider.
Oh, nice, nice. I'm a pumpkin spice guy myself, but I've definitely started to like apple cider. Jason introduced me to apple cider donuts, and I've those are good. So,
Yes.
uh, you fog machine or strobe lights?
Fog machine.
Yeah, I love that. If you had to choose one Halloween decoration, skeletons, cobwebs, or jack-o'-lanterns?
Skeleton.
Rank these. So I want you to rank these from 1 to 5 for these classic
Okay.
monsters: Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, the Invisible Man, the Mummy.
Frankenstein on top. Yes. Mummy second. Dracula. Uh, Fight there with the mummy. So that's one, two, three. Fourth, I put the Invisible Man last because I can't see the guy.
Ah,
And
out of sight, out
who
of
am I
mind.
missing? The Wolfman. Yeah, Wolfman there in fourth. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Well, I'm happy that Invisible Man made it to fourth, even though you can't see him. Kind of sucks for the Wolfman, but all respect to Luis. Luis, thank you so much for coming on our Fiery Embers, and we're excited to do more collaborations with you, and can't wait to have you on our fireside chat.
This was fun. Thank you for having me.
And Run Tribe Bike family, have a great rest of your afternoon, and be sure to look out for this show on the podcast next week, and be sure to check out the Everyday Athlete Podcast Network for more shows like this. There's something for everybody, whether it's a 10-minute show or a 1 hour show, shows about music, food, and endurance sports. And yeah, just keep joining us for these fun conversations. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon.